Morning, Rob.
Hello.
Hello.
Right. Have a good weekend.
Yeah, it was good. Very good.
Eurovision.
Neil Poir.
No point. Oh, bless him, bless him. We tried. Yes, we just had our sprint planning session that we usually do on a Monday. It's going to be a really boring week for me, so I'm going to be focusing on store page stuff, mainly for Switch. So we need 6 screenshots for the store page and for every DLC. So it's just going to be taking a lot of screenshots, updating all of the languages and descriptions and all sorts of boring stuff. And what else am I doing? Doing something else, aren't I?
Just more hexceed stuff after that. Picking away at the tasks, I guess.
Yeah, we're doing a build this week for hexceed because the DLC is coming out with a new mechanic. So there's just a couple of bugs I want to double check are fixed before we drop that as well. Not fun. You've got stuff. You're doing stuff, Lee, aren't you?
Yeah, I've got a very varied week for a change. There's a few marketing things, obviously YouTube video, as always. But the stuff for the merch page, those t-shirts arrived, and that's happy with it. So that's going to be updated on the store page.
Yeah. You know what I bought? I bought a shirt for me and a shirt for Kim. Kim's now got 2 shirts. I've got nothing. she just took them.
But yeah, the optical illusion book is now done. So we'll be finishing that off. I'm also going to be announcing it to the public. So that'll be going live today, I imagine. But yeah, there's not much after that DLC. So once I'm done with that, which should be midweek time, we're moving on to hexceed. Obviously, I've said the Accessibit DLC is coming out, so I need to do the achievements for that. But other than that, to make a head start on the next DLC, which will come out next month. So we're finally getting quite ahead of schedule
we're
now.
actually like ahead of schedule.
Yeah, very good.
We're no longer worried, panicking.
The sea monkeys are still doing well. We just fed them again. Okay, so it's just after lunch now. I've just been going through the list of bugs that we've had to fix. Most of them were fine, but I think Lee pushed back 1 or 2 just for me to double check again, which I've done. It should be fixed. I've also spent some time improving this localization stuff. So for most languages, if you change it to like something like France, the logo should be the same, and all of these world names will be the same. It's just because we're using the same alphabet, and it's all just Latin anyway. So for all the European countries, we're just sort of like keeping it all the same. But for a couple of languages where the alphabet is different, like simplified Chinese, Japanese and Korean, I think we're doing. We'll basically decided to do this for Switch, but we're translating more of the game. So now I think this is simplified Chinese. The logo of the game's changed. As you can see, all of these world names up here are translated as well. So I've just been sorting that out really. Getting this image to swap was a bit of a nightmare, but I've got it sorted. Yeah, so that's just in the 3 languages, and that's just for Switch support. Yeah, that's all fine. Yeah, I've just been writing up the patch notes for the build as well, but I think that's pretty much done. So I think I'm going to move on to getting these screenshots for the Switch store page. Okay, so I think I'm pretty much there with the first set of screenshots for the main page. It's quite easy actually. We've got this little tool that, because this Switch is connected up to a computer, we can literally just press this little screenshot button. It'll take a second and it'll actually take a screenshot in the right resolution and stuff for us. It's exactly what we needed. Thankfully, we were worried it would be a faff to get it actually off the device, but if we could just take it on the PC, that's miles better. So I've gone ahead and made 6 screenshots because that's the maximum amount the store pages take on Switch, just at various levels throughout the first 5 worlds because they're all the free ones, varying size and difficulty, and introducing new mechanics as we go along. I just had to quickly convert them all to JPEG because that's the format that the store page accepts, where the screenshot tool drops them in .bmp bitmap files. But yeah, quite happy with the way it turned out actually. I thought this would take a lot longer, but the controls for Switch actually it's actually not that bad. I was just expecting it to be way slower than PC, but it's just not, so that's great. I did notice a little bit of lag when playing, but hopefully that's just because it's connected to the computer. But I'll have to do some debugging for that, I think. But yeah, it's just a matter of uploading these now and then doing this whole thing again for the first DLC. Okay, I'm just about thinking about leaving. Yeah, I've made some good progress with these screenshots. It's been getting harder and harder, I'll say, because one thing that we like to do is we tried to make it so that if you look at a screenshot, you can work out a couple of the hexes, like things like this one here. You can tell it's a bomb because there's just a 1 there, and there's only 1 space, so it's a bomb. Things like here, you can work out just a few dotted all over the place. As you get to like the later DLCs, we started adding this rotating tiles mechanic, and that sort of makes it difficult to look at a glance and find the answer. So it's been a bit difficult trying to get these screenshots, but I think we've done well. Like with this one, you can't actually make any progress here because you're relying on the rotation of the tiles, but it's quite a nice one because it's good use of the rotating mechanic and the gate tiles. So we kept it in, but yeah, not ideal. But yeah, so that's 3 DLC down for the screenshots. Another 2 more. I think we're probably gonna actually have to have the 6th DLC, which Lee will probably start working on later this week, prepped and ready to go as well. Just because by the time we actually get like approved for Switch, all of this Switch Store stuff, I presume the DLC will be out. So another 3 to go.
Morning, Rob.
Morning, Lee.
It's Tuesday. We just had our stand-up. Pretty straightforward day for me. It's going to be finishing up the Colin Pixels Illusions boot, which will be announced yesterday on social media. There's only 3 images left, so I might be done early, but we'll see. Don't want to overstay it, because again, at the point it's getting difficult to find new images. At least ones that will be interesting for Colin Pixels. So yeah, carry on that, and then if I finish early, there's plenty of tasks I can pick up. Michelle will tell you about it if I do.
You're right, you look a bit distracted.
I'm watching that GIF of the thing, so
yeah, and as for me, I'm going to be finishing off getting those screenshots. Hopefully, I'm going to try and get that done before lunch. And then after that, I'm going to be creating all of the store pages for all the DLC, which is going to be a mammoth task because you have to do it for every region and all languages and all the ratings, and there's a lot to do. There's a lot to do. It took us 2 days to make the store page for the base game. Now there's 5 DLCs to do.
It's halfway now, and I'm near enough done with the Illusions pack. We're going back through the images, and I really like the image of the strawberries. That doesn't appear to be red. That look like they're red, but they're not red. But this is somebody else's work. We aren't able to use this. There's no way to get the license for it that we can see. So what I've had to do is spend the past hour or so editing an image of strawberries that we do have the rights to use. And what I've gone and done is after a lot of trial and error, we found out that putting a sort of blue layer over it, and we have reduced the saturation of the red in the strawberries, gives it the effect we want, where the image itself looks red, but there's, matter of fact, no red in the image at all. So if we quickly do a colour picker, you can see it on here, none of the colours lie within the red category, but the image itself looks red, so that's the illusion. So I spent quite a while getting the image ready, but we're quite happy with it. And now it's a case of just doing the finishing touches and putting it in game.
I've spent most of the day working on this store page stuff for the DLCs. I've managed to get 1 of the regions done, so there's still another 4 to go, and China, where we haven't even started that region, so 5 really more to do. But a couple of hours ago, we just kind of got some good news, I guess. So the 2-week verification period is a lie. Yes, the 2-week verification period is basically just sort of been lifted. I think it just must have been up to type of thing, but I've basically been sorting all the stuff out for that, giving myself permissions. It basically means that we can submit the game for lock check, which I've done. There were a few more issues with that. There was just a couple of warnings to the legal lines and stuff like that. But another thing that we can do now is we can actually set a price for the game, which we've done, so it's free download. Another thing I wanted to do off the back of that was actually see the store page, all the information that we've been putting together. So we've finally got that working, and this is it. So imagine this is like a Switch. We've got hexceed. It's the system's managed to pull the text color, which I think is quite cool, just randomly from the images. It's quite clever that it's done that. But yeah, we've got a store page now that we can actually look at, and we can edit, we can mess around, we can actually see the screenshots that have been taken in use. which is good. It's just great that we can actually like start progressing with all this stuff now. Now that this waiting period's over, actually start setting up prices and stuff like that. Good stuff. I'm happy with it. It looks good. Looks good. Please, Music Wednesday. Where's the music? We haven't had the music on yet. What are you doing?
Music Wednesday, no? I'll sort it out.
Is that the intro?
Sure.
Sure. What are you doing?
Yeah, so Wednesday, so it's Wednesday before release, more importantly, for hexceed. So I'm going to be doing the achievements foremost for the new DLC. It shouldn't take too long. They're much more straightforward than the Colour Pixels ones, so get that done straight away. After that, there are some hexceed QA testing that he's doing after the little bug fixes that I was done, so I'll get that done. Also in time for Friday. And after that, there is the ToastieLabs bundle we've been talking about for a while, which is going to be a bundle of all our games and soundtracks in one bundle, just for those who want to support us instead of buying the games.
Yeah, similar to what we've got for Colour and Pixels, but for includes, hexceed as well, and Direct, I guess.
Direct, yeah, and the soundtracks. So everything that we have on the store is just as a support thing, wants to help us out, that'd be great. So I'm going to get that sort of prepped and ready. And towards the end of the day, when I'm doing all those small tasks, I want to be going back onto the Colour Pixels testing. So quite a few images to go through and just double check them all for you. What about you, Rob?
You're doing lots there, like. So I did a bit more testing for the hexceed DLC last night. I'm going to be fixing a couple of levels to do with that this morning. Other than that, we submitted the Switch 4 lot check yesterday, and they've already come back with some errors. I've just seen we've got a couple more emails about it now. They're just spamming our email inbox with them with problems. So I'm going to look into that, and then I'm going to look into the actual store page stuff for the Switch, because the sooner we can get that publicly available, that's just great, because people can, I guess, wishlist or download, pre-order. So you can pre-order on Switch, so hopefully we'll get that working. Then after that, just continuing on what I was doing yesterday with the DLC stuff, so we need to get all the store pages ready for the DLCs as well. Made a little bit of progress, but really haven't scratched the surface with that one yet. So yeah, busy day. Yeah, so the Nintendo Switch build is currently in testing. There's been a few errors that they've sent back to us. It's small stuff, more just like config issues, really. I managed to fix them. I haven't submitted anything yet. I'm going to wait for them to finish testing before I make any improvements, but it was just some config stuff in the player settings and stuff. That's all good now though. Probably shouldn't be showing you that. Oh well. I've just been going through the store pages as well for the actual main game and for all the different regions, getting them all ready for submission. So I was briefly looking at it yesterday. Yeah, basically just going through all of the regions, playing around with these colours. So now you can see like all this text is actually the exact text that we use for the logos. Stuff in this red is the same red as the accent colour in the logo as well. But yeah, I just want to share this cool thing with you. So we've got this little preview visualizer thing for showing us what the store pages look like. And the cool thing about it is we can choose a few things, so which language we view it in. So this, I believe, is Korean? Yeah, Korean. And this is what the store page would look like, I think 10 days from now, give or take. So this little box says pre-order, things like that. Here it is in English, so maybe this looks a bit better. So it says like planned release date. That's just a rough ballpark figure. And then it says free pre-order now. And I believe when you press this, you should actually be able to register for to download it before the actual release date, which is great. But the cool thing about this is we can actually change the date that we're viewing it from. So if we change it to, I don't know, sometime later in the year, you can actually view what it would look like. So this is in September, so after the release date. It just says free download here, and there's no like planned release date. I just think that's really cool. A little attention to detail like that, and it makes it really easy for us to check different languages as well. We don't have to install different language packs on our PC and stuff like that. But yeah, I've just been plodding on with that. But I'm gonna go back to the DLC stuff now. Basically do all this, but for DLCs.
Just getting on a bit now, it's 3 o'clock. I think I'm done with all the small tasks I said I was going to do today, plus a couple of extra ones that we stumbled across. So you see here the publisher page. Realize this wasn't actually updating automatically. You got to come and link the games every single time. So since I've set this up in October, there's been no new additions. So Hexceed wasn't showing at all, along with a bunch of new DLCs. But that's fixed now, along with the actual subscriber counts up here. You've got to unlink and relink your accounts in order for that to update, which is a bit backwards, but still in beta. So hopefully that'll be ironed out eventually by Steam. Other than that, it's been a lot of other smaller tasks. So the achievements, obviously, I've done that first thing. That was straightforward. And updating the store page assets. So as you got these from the eShop when we had to do the different alphabets for the Switch. Thought I may as well utilize them on Steam as well. So if you now view the store page for Hexceed in Japanese, Korean, or simplified Chinese, it'll actually show in the correct alphabet for you as well. So that's a nice little quality of life change. And the last thing we've done is I've finally set up the ToastieLabs bundle. All that is a way to buy all of the ToastieLabs games in one go with a 10% discount. And that's literally every single thing we have on Steam. Again, that's just sort of a way to support us if you're interested. But yeah, that's all the smaller tasks done. And yeah, I'm going to go on and do some Colour Pixels testing now. Morning, Rob.
Morning, Lee. Woo. It's Thursday.
It's Thursday. Nothing exciting on Thursday.
Boring Thursday.
What are you doing, Rob?
Yeah, so today I'm mainly just going to be doing what I was doing the past 3 days. Just store page stuff for Nintendo Switch. They've sent us more emails that I haven't read yet. Presumably just a couple more small errors to fix, so I'll have a look at those. But yeah, there's literally just so much store page stuff to do. Like, it's going to be me for the rest of the week, and then a lot next week, I think. So, anyway, you're doing fun stuff. What are you doing?
Yeah, so I need to finish up the testing for the Illusions book. There's my childish drawings and writing. There's about 4 more pictures to go through. There's a couple of changes to make as well, which I haven't done yet. Once we're happy with that, that'll be the Illusions book pretty much done. Going to do the Hexceed announcements for tomorrow as well, just so we're not leaving it to the last day. And then I'm done with all that by the end of the day. I'll make a start on the next Hexceed DLC, which is Inventor, which will just be the same again, sort of using all the new mechanics, and hopefully get the store page sent off by the end of the week, so it gets approved over the weekend, just to be ahead of schedule again. It's 2 o'clock now. I've just finished testing the Colour Pixels DLC. There was only 5 images that actually needed a bit of correction done to them, so I've gone ahead and made all the changes that I noted down, and all the images have been re-imported into the game. So that's it, that's the DLC pretty much ready to go. Obviously still some minor things like the achievements and announcements, but that won't be until actual release week anyway. So as far as what I can do for now, the Illusions book is done.
Okay, so it is the end of the day, really. Most of it, well, all of the day has just been sorting out Switch store page stuff. So we've made quite a bit of progress. All of the EU and Australia store pages are done. As far as I can tell, it's literally just waiting for the lot check to pass before I can actually submit all of these pages for review from Nintendo. I've also done all of Korean, which has been all of the afternoon really. There's only one thing left to do. This bundle isn't quite done. There's some asset that I need to upload, just basically the translated asset for the logo. Small progress really, but I'm getting there. So I've still got a few regions to do, but I'm trying to stay optimistic.
5:45 now, but I head off. Just thought I'd update what I've been finishing my day up with. So you've got all the announcements done for the Cessabit DLC coming out later, or tomorrow I should say. And then went on to sort of sidetracked onto doing a lot of localization stuff. So this is the year 1 pass in simplified Chinese. And I've just gone through all of the assets and everything in the Steam store page and just updated it all. So I've got my Steam set to Korean here. And you can see the name for Hexceed's been updated. The logo in the top right here is updated. Same with all the DLCs. I've gone through all the DLCs painstakingly and updated the names. Our soundtrack hasn't been done. Might have to visit that. I want to get that changed. But everything else is in the respective language. And if you go into the DLC page as well, the icon and the images for the DLC is updated as well. But yeah, that's absolutely all of them. And it's taken quite a while, but hopefully it's been worthwhile. This icon we can't update. Don't know how. I'm assuming that's going to be the default, but everything else, like the stuff at the top, is all changed. Everything that can be changed has been changed into the respective language. That's for Korean, simplified Chinese and Japanese. So hopefully the player bases in those countries appreciate it, because it's just a small thing, but hopefully it's quite nice for them. So yeah, now I just need to figure out how to change my Steam back to English, and I'm going to go home.
Lee, it's Friday! Friday! We failed the Nintendo submission. Woo! Woo! I think the only issues were really the ones that have already fixed that they've been emailing us during the week about, which have already fixed. So I think one of the first things I'm going to do today is resubmit with all the fixes that I put in. So hopefully that'll go through fine. After that, I'm just going to look at completing more store page stuff. Fun. I'm going to try and get at least one region done today. So then we've got the majority of them done. So that's the plan. What are you doing anyway, Lee?
Yeah, so on top of everything else in terms of past DLC, so Sesame DLC comes out today, but everything's ready for that.
Friday!
And the Illusions DLC is all done, tied away, so I'm going to make a start on the next DLC for Hexceed. My main priority is to get enough content to get these store pages sent off over the weekend. So that'll be my main goal. Yeah, just making more levels and just getting a good head start on the DLC.
Nice. Yes, it's the afternoon now. I spent most of the morning actually just doing builds. So I did a quick build for Lee, so he can take some screenshots for the new DLC he started work on. But I've mainly just been doing the Switch builds as well. So it's also submitted and everything's sent off now for another round of lot check. Hopefully that'll pass. We fixed everything that they complained about, so fingers crossed. But yeah, mainly I've been having trouble with this rating system stuff. So you have to specify the ratings for your game in the project settings in Unity, but you can only enter a number, which doesn't quite make sense for a lot of the time. Because things like if you've got a PEGI rating, the PEGI rating we've got is 3+, so it's not 3, and there's like everyone ratings as well, but that's not a number. You can only put a number in this. So anyway, I've been trying to sort that out basically, because what I did previously was once you've done a build, there's a Nintendo editor tool that you can basically play around with these settings after you've done a build. So I was doing that, but I just wanted to streamline the process, because if we get it right in these settings, then we never have to do that extra step after the fact. So yeah, I've just been trying to fix that. I managed to find this list of ratings that should apply to us. So like things like ESRB rating is a 6 for some reason. I don't know why. Mostly it's 0s and 3s, but plugged all those numbers in, and there's only one now that it complains about, but that's fine. It's just the one, so we just have to remember to do that.
It's just after lunch now, and I've gotten the store page sent off for the Inventor DLC, which is the next one coming out. There's nothing new in this DLC other than just a new world. It's going to have all the previously introduced mechanics, so the rotating tiles and the big hexes will still be included. Obviously, I went ahead and made all the store page assets and stuff. How to translate them as well. That's new to this DLC, so to speak. It's just getting the localized versions of it as well. So they're ready as well. It's all sent off, and yeah, hopefully that'll be approved for the weekend, so I can make that store page live.
My board game arrived, by the way. Yeah, cause I've got the DLC that replaces all the bits.
DLC.
What? Basically, I bought the game, and the game's rubbish because I've already spent money on the. Yeah. Yeah, but anyway, all the pieces look rubbish, but that's because I've got an expansion which is basically a replacement for all of the bits. So all the bits are made out of plastic now instead of like cardboard punch-out things. And like the placemats are like 3D and the instructions. That's all I needed on the game board. Anyway, should we start? Lee, it's the weekend, bank holiday weekend again.
Holiday. Nice and sunny for once as well. So it's
yeah, but it's been a week.
It's been a week. It's been busy.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm knackered. What have you been up to then?
Yeah, so a lot of various DLC things. So the Colour Pixels DLC Illusions, that's done. It's all tested. It's all ready to go. We're just waiting on the actual release date now. That was the majority of the week. Done a lot of asset work for the Switch store page, as well as just moving across to the Steam store page as well. So hexceed now shows in different languages, or at least different alphabets, depending on Korea, Japan, China.
Well, that's for Steam's, but
Steam and
yeah.
hexceed, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
By Steam and Switch, right?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm daydreaming.
And finished up the week with making a start on the Inventor DLC, which is the next DLC for Hexceed. So that's just getting the world layout, getting some novels done, and we've got the store picks in off as well. So hopefully that'll be approved for the weekend, and we can make that live next week. And yeah, just apply for Twitter verification. So we'll see if that happens anyway. Probably not, but we'll see.
We do kind of qualify. We're probably just not big enough.
We're missing one of the main things that we need.
But yeah, I've had a really boring week. Mainly just data entry, trying to get all of these Switch store page stuff regions done. So I've done Europe and Australia, which is one region. Don't know why Australia's in that. I guess English. But then America's a different region. So anyway, yeah, I've done Europe and Australia, Japan and Korea. So that's 3 out of 5. They're all sorted. We managed to submit the Switch build as well to Nintendo, and Nintendo have been building that. They did send it back to us with a fail and a few things to fix, but we fixed those. We resubmitted it again. So hopefully they were quite quick turning it around, to be honest. So hopefully next week sometime we'll have an answer on that. And if there's more things to fix, then we'll fix that.
At the end of today is the release date for Bit as well, so I've still got it up tonight.
Yeah.
DLC live, so check that out if you haven't already.
Yeah, check out the new mechanic and the big tiles and stuff. That's the DLC that premieres on. Premieres the right word?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Sure. Yeah. So we're hoping people like that. Jump in our Discord and tell us what you think.
Yeah. It's been quite a good conversation in Discord today, so I want to speak to other people who like Hexceed and Clone Pixels. Jump in there. We'll always have the link in the description if you want to check it out.
Yeah, good stuff.
And as always, thank you to the patrons as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, patrons are the best. What are you doing? You're threatening me.